the whole main point of the game is to work together to build a new world. And I don't know why I'm getting so defensive about this game. I didn't make it.
Well, if we can only defend games we've made, then we're kind of boned.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, thank you for listening to this steaming hot edition of Cup of Joe's. I am Joe Brown, joined by my best friend Joe Perrion. This is episode number 35, and we have a fun one on the docket for you today. Joe, it's been about a week. How are you doing?
Caught in the wasteland. Brown.
Oh no, what happened?
The nukes, man, they fell. They fell, Joe Brown!
So if that's any indication to you Fallout fans out there, we're going to be discussing the Fallout beta today because Joe has been playing it as much as he can, as long as he's been alive and awake this weekend. He has been playing that.
Before we actually start the episode, the beta was open from 2 to 9 Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
So it was 1 to 8 Central.
Yes, that's how math works.
I was on my computer from 1 to 8 Central.
For the record,
I was in it to win it.
So that'll be the last topic we talk about, just so we can let Joe live his happiest life, going off on everything he loves about Fallout. But first, we're gonna talk about Smash Ultimate, which comes out in pretty much a month now, December 7th. And back on November 1st, they had a Nintendo Direct. I personally, this is just my theory, we always knew there was going to be a final Smash Direct in November. I personally think they moved it up to as quick as they could, because of the rumors of the character leaks with the Grinch and all that stuff that we talked about last week. Remember that stuff?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just my theory. I have obviously no evidence behind it. I feel like it could have been made for maybe like November 7th or 8th or something like that, or maybe the second week. But because of all of the news that was coming, and people were like, no, this is real, blah, blah, blah. They're like, we have to do some serious damage control here, and they moved it up forward. That's just my theory. I have no factual basing behind it, though. Obviously, I am happy that they did push it up, because that means we got more Smash news early and more excitement for the game next month. And they started off the Direct in a very, very Nintendo way, very direct way with Smash, with a character reveal, which is what they do a lot. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Joe, when I saw that Ken was the character, other people who hadn't seen those Grinch leaks, the characters, it was Ken, Banjo-Kazooie, Shadow the Hedgehog, Geno from Super Mario RPG, and then I forget the fifth one. It was like an old NES like kart racer or something like that. I could be wrong on that, but those were the 5 characters. So when I saw Ken, I was watching with my brother, and I was screaming like bloody murder. I was like, "Oh my God, it's real! Banjo-Kazooie is real! Shadow the Hedgehog is real!" Like, I couldn't care less about Ken being in this game. To be perfectly honest, when I saw him, I was like, "Oh my God, all my dreams are about to come true. Banjo is gonna be in Smash," and so I was like, "Whatever, Ken is cool." And then they have a shadowy figure hiding behind the scenes as Ken is in the boxing ring fighting all the people, and I'm like, is that good?
Who that boy?
I'm like, they're not gonna introduce Banjo that way. They're not gonna do Shadow dirty like that. Like, who's this gonna be? And then when Incineroar pops out, I was like, no way, because I was doubly screwed over, because one, that meant the leaks weren't real because Incineroar was not on that list, so that was like, damn it, Banjo's not real. And then two, every Pokemon fan and their mother assumed that Decidueye was going to be the Pokemon added into Smash for Generation 7, because a lot of times they add like the generation's most popular Pokemon. Last generation was Greninja was vastly more popular than the other starters, and
What were
in
the other
the
starters?
that Delphox and Chestnut, the Fire and the Grass
Oh,
starters. So Greninja was the very popular
Chestnut.
one. Yeah, we don't talk about Chestnut around here.
I don't even know who Chestnut
He
is.
was grass fighting. He had
I'm
like a
even.
big like
Sh-
spiky.
sh-
He had a spiky
I'm,
shell.
I'm a Chess.
But so Ash had a Greninja, like, and they even made Ash's Greninja in the game. Like that's how iconic the character and the relation was. And he was in Smash. Like so, people thought, all right, who is the most popular of the three starters? And Decidueye is in Pokken Tournament. He's got the Rowlet in the anime. And we all just assumed it was a foregone conclusion that Decidueye would be the starter, chosen for Smash Ultimate. And when you watch that moveset, Joe, Incineroar is looking pretty clean. He's looking like a really fun character to play.
Well, he's a fighting character.
Right, that's
And
his background is he's a wrestler. He's a heel.
yeah, it made more sense for him to be it rather than um the other guy who I can't say
Yeah,
right
but
now.
Decidueye has a moveset in Pokken. You could kind of move things
I know,
around.
but for some reason I feel like this is one would be more of like like kind of like Link. You know, with his moveset, it would kind of be more like Link, and
Okay.
I feel like there's a lot more. I feel like there's a lot more characters like Link in Smash than there is more than how they based the
Incineroar.
other guy. Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like
Oh,
you know
definitely.
what
I
I mean.
agree. I agree with
You know
you
what I
there.
mean?
He's
Yeah,
definitely a more unique character. Like I don't think there's any other character. Sure, there are other heavies like Bowser and Donkey Kong, but there's no character that plays like Incineroar plays.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that was really cool, and I was actually happy. I was upset that Banjo and Shadow weren't real, but I was happy that to be proven wrong, where we all thought Decidueye would be the best choice. And when you see Incineroar's moveset, he seems so fun. Like I have so many friends I see online, they're like, I'm an Incineroar main. I can't wait to play Incineroar. Like out of all the new characters being added to the game, Incineroar seems to uh, seems to grab a lot of people's attention, as like the best, as like the newcomer they want to try the most. That and I guess like
Yeah,
Simon Belmont are the two leading ones right now because Simon looks pretty fun.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Simon Belmont. I would like to
He
see.
seems a little tough, honestly. He seems like he's got a lot of moving parts, but like if you're good at him, you're gonna be
Yeah,
really good. Like how Snake was in Brawl, where like
yeah. I
nobody
guess
could
you're
just
right.
pick up Snake and be good, but like if you were good with Snake, you were really good.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
That's how I feel Simon's gonna be. And then Isabel's kit is like adorable and terrifying at the same time because she's got a lot of really good options. So that'll be
Does she
fun.
now?
Yeah, they had a Nintendo Treehouse Live event after the Direct for like 3 hours where they talked about Smash and Pokemon Let's Go, and then they showed off Diablo 3, which we're also going to talk about Diablo today, guys. So don't worry about that.
Mhm.
But it was like a 3 hour event, and they showcased all of the new characters that had been revealed but had not seen gameplay since E3. So like how Isabel and Simon and Richter and them had all come out after E3, so there was no chance to showcase them. So they showed them off as well as Incineroar and Ken. It seems like Ken is just a better Ryu because Ryu's biggest downfall was that he was super slow. And even though this game's engine makes everybody faster, they still said that Ken is a faster version of Ken. Or wow, sorry, Ken is a
Ryu.
faster version of Ryu. Thank you. And in a lot of Smash games, like speed kills, it's really good to be fast. This one might be different since now all the slow guys are faster; they can keep up. But I feel like Ken might be a better Ryu.
Maybe, but that's not how it's done in the actual games. Like
In the lore.
in the lore, Ken is like the worst person.
I don't know. I mean, I don't really keep up with the Street Fighter lore over 30 years, and in the games. So I know Ryu now in Street Fighter 5 is really not very good. So I don't know how Ken is though.
Well,
Um,
Ken has always been like the boy, the boy of that game.
what do you mean the boy? The good
Like I feel like Ken, not Ken, Ryu.
Ryu.
for all. Yeah, sorry. I
Yeah,
guess that
Ryu
makes
is
sense.
the Mario of Street Fighter.
Yeah, and Ken's the Luigi.
Exactly. Yeah. So I just feel like it's a way like I know they're trying to positively spin Echo Fighters as a way to get more characters in the game, and like people always thought, oh, since we had Pichu in Melee, that meant we weren't going to get this other character we wanted, when that was never the case. Like Sakurai has stated multiple times, all the Echo Fighters in previous games were not taking up slots of other people. They were added characters to bolster out the roster. But like having Ken, I get Echo Fighters just means more things. It's never a bad thing to have more characters, but it feels like a wasted slot to me, because like you already had Ryu, you had the fighting game community, you had a third party in Capcom. Like you check that box off. You know what I mean? Like you still don't
Mhm.
have a third party platformer in either Shovel Knight, Crash Bandicoot, or Banjo Kazooie that a lot of people really want. Like if you added Sora, well, you already have Cloud, so you already checked off that box. You know what I mean? So I feel like I don't see what Ken is really adding to the roster except for taking up a space.
Yeah, like Ken is just an echo of Ryu, right? Or
Yes.
yeah, they call them echoes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Echo Fighter.
So essentially, Ken is just an echo fighter of Ryu, which is kind of like, I don't know,
Right. Like you already have Ryu. You already have
lame.
Street Fighter fans in there. It'd be different if you added Chun Li, right? Because that's a different move set of a Street Fighter
Yeah,
character.
but
But
at the
like
same
you
time,
just added the
it's a
Luigi of Street Fighter. Like it's
yeah,
not gonna draw any more people, because if they weren't excited about Ryu in the game, right? Why would Ken make them excited? Or if they put M Bison or somebody like that, that might change things. But you just added Ryu with blonde hair.
yeah, exactly.
So I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm excited for any character, but I feel like the tie-in of seeing Ken, meaning oh my god, Banjo is real, and then going to Incineroar, meaning oh my god, Banjo's not real. Like that roller coaster of emotions in 2 minutes was just too much for me to handle. But it was a 40-minute Nintendo Direct. They went over a lot of things because this was the last Direct before the game comes out. So they basically just let everything out on the table. Sakurai telling us what to expect in the game. They got rid of trophies, which is nice because those trophies are like pretty useless. They've always been the only service is like if you saw a trophy and you didn't know what game it was from, you could see what game they were from and then go play that game. Um,
Mhm.
so that's really the main purpose, in my opinion, that trophies really accomplished. But they got rid of them and added spirits. Now, did you see this at all?
No, I didn't.
So basically, it kind of like it's in my opinion, the spirits are like what mod packs would have done in previous Smash games, where it's their way of representing other characters and having them in Smash without making move sets for them. So let's say like there's a metal shadow or Sonic the Hedgehog or something like that spirit, and then you then fight that version of it, and what you're doing is fighting Sonic with altered mechanics or stats, like so he'd be different. Or like for Fire Emblem characters, like if there is you wouldn't know any of the characters, but if there's a Camilla spirit, she's got purple hair, so it would just alter the skin of the character of one of the Fire Emblem characters to match what that spirit is. You get what I'm saying? So like that's what I mean by like a mod, like a mod pack, like because they do
Mhm.
that a lot in Smash games where they just change the colors of people and turn them into different and have them look like they're different characters and stuff. Like there's a Ganondorf Shrek mod in Smash 4.
Okay.
It's just so funny, and every one of his like Smash attacks have like a different Shrek quote. Like, where's Donkey?
Donkey.
Yeah. It's so good. Like so, I feel it. What they're trying to do is they want the collectibles to have more meaning in the game, and the spirits will, because those characters are more intertwined with the actions you're doing, so you learn about them. So if you have like Rex and Pyra from Xenoblade Chronicles 2, in that, like, sure, they're not in the game and that stinks, but at least you get more screen time with them than if they were just a trophy that you unlocked in the background.
Yeah.
And it adds more play, it adds more time, it adds more active time of trying to get the collectibles, because you're battling against the spirits, and I'm air quoting super hard right now. So this is just an audio podcast, but
Oh man, I can't wait to like break down them spirits.
right. And like, so there's thousands of them. So it's an easy way for them to add more representation of series into Smash, which I understand. I don't think it's that much different. But you know, we'll let it slide because Sakurai can do whatever he wants because he does no wrong up to this point, except for tripping and brawl. That was definitely wrong. But besides that, Daddy Sakurai's got a clean slate. So then they announced like some different mechanics with custom balancing, where if you have a friend group, I think this could be interesting in a group of friends, where if you have one friend who's just supremely better than the rest of your friend group, they have handicapping where you can either plus or minus a character's abilities. So let's say me, you, and two other friends were playing, and John, who's our other friend, is just incredibly better than the rest of the three of us, and he plays Cloud. What we can do is put Cloud at -1, -2, or -3, and his strength or whatever, like his move set would be at a handicap of -1, 2, or 3. Or vice versa, if they're so good but we don't want to lower their skill, we can then put our characters at +1, 2, or +2 or +3 to try to even the playing field.
Okay, so is the handicap kind of like you start off with lower lives? Or...
No, it's like the ability. So let's just say like Mario's like forward smash does 12% damage or something, right? I don't know the actual numbers. I'm just throwing a random thing out there. If you were to handicap it by either +1 to +3 or -1 to -3, it would then do less or more damage depending on how you handicap it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that way, in case we're playing with someone who is so much better than us, we handicap them to like -2 so that we can try to have a more fair fight in a battle.
Okay, so that makes sense. So like, let's say me and you go up to bat,
right?
Like to fight each other. Me and you. You're obviously gonna be way better than I am.
Probably not, but okay.
I was gonna give you
marginally better, but I'll take the compliment. Sure.
Yeah, there you go. Just take the compliment and stop talking. So like we go up to bat, and we're like, okay, we're gonna put a handicap on you because you're really, really good at the game, and I'm not that great. So
thanks.
let's say we'll put a handicap of we'll either do a handicap of -2 to you or a +2 to me.
Right.
And then what does that do? Is it like my attacks will hit you harder?
Right. So you have increased damage or increased knockback, and vice versa. I would deal less damage or deal less knockback to you.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense.
So obviously it's not going to matter in the competitive sense, because that wouldn't be very fair.
Yeah.
But like I think in a group of friends, or if you got a group of people and then your 8-year-old cousin, maybe you bump up the 8-year-old stats a little to make it more fun for them, so they're not just losing all their stocks as Jigglypuff like right when it starts.
Yeah. Well, I want to do Jigglypuff, and I just want to do that sweet roll. You know what I mean about that.
The side B, you're rolling in a circle.
Was it roll out? I think that's what the
roll
move
out.
Is, right?
Yeah, that's a move in Pokemon.
Yeah, I think that's what that move is supposed to be. It's supposed to be roll out.
I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up, because Jigglypuff was a normal type and then is a fairy type now. I don't know if it would have learned roll out. It might have. That's a good question. We'll have to look that up. But then the last thing that we have to talk about was the thing that made the internet go viral, which there actually is a single player mode in Smash Ultimate, where
isn't there always usually a single player mode?
That's the thing, yeah. But Smash 4 really it was a very lacking what's it called? Like it was a very lacking mode where like you just did the same thing repeatedly and it wasn't very fun. And people were like, there's not a lot of single player content in Smash 4. Like that was one of the big
Wait,
that was one
okay,
of the big drawbacks from it.
Smash 4 was which one again?
The Wii U.
So not Brawl.
Brawl was 3, yes. Brawl had
Oh.
Subspace Emissary, which we all love. Everybody loves Subspace Emissary.
Okay, yeah. Where you fight, what's it called? What's that thing called? Come on, you know what I'm talking about. The final boss in Brawl. What was that final boss called?
Oh god, I forget his name. That's when Sonic shows up to help you.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It was like
not
like a
not Master Hand. That's the other.
No,
games.
Master, because that's where you find out that Master Hand's being controlled by someone else.
I forget his name. Here, I'll Google it.
I'm doing it right now.
All right, you Google it then. So this is called World of Light. It's a single player campaign in Smash, which I apparently heard there are no cutscenes in it, which kind of sucks. I can't confirm that. I saw it on Twitter from some Smash players that I follow that they were told that there are no cutscenes. Can't confirm it. Which would really stink because of how awesome the cinematic was, where it starts off with Fox with his blaster out, and he's like, "All right, we're gonna stop him," or whatever he says, and like a million Master Hands coming at them, and then these beams of light. Where I'm watching it and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like this is a children's game. Like everyone's getting Thanos'd out here, just disintegrating, trying to escape, and I'm like, no, don't catch him, don't catch him. Like no, don't get Pikachu, don't catch Marth, don't catch Link, block it away. What are you doing? Boom, and then he got Thanos'd.
Sir, I don't feel so good.
That's the first time Link ever talks, is like talking to Zelda, like, Zelda,
Yeah.
I don't feel so good, but it just comes out as, yeah!
Yeah, to be honest, while I was watching that, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be one of the new characters who kind of like just showed up late or something. Or, like, it's
I didn't even think of that.
That's what I thought was gonna happen, and then I saw Kirby, and I'm like, oh, our big Chewy Gumball, he gonna get got. And,
Kirby, no!
And then he blinked out of existence. I was like, dang, Sonic, what are you going to do about that now?
Okay. Hold on, Joe. I have to defend my friend Sonic the Hedgehog for a second here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Give me the platform, all right? Because all these memes going around saying Sonic is too slow, and how's it feel knowing that a pink blob is faster than Sonic the Hedgehog, and blah, blah, blah.
Okay, fine. If we're going to be completely honest, Sonic was doing it all on his own. Kirby was flying on his star.
Well,
everybody knows can go at the speed of light speed.
Right.
We all know that.
Right. So Kirby had an advantage, one. But two, people, if you go back and watch the footage, Sonic intentionally slowed down to try to save Pikachu. Because Pikachu was going to get Thanos'd. And Sonic has always had a hard-on for these woodland creatures in all of his games.
Yeah, he
trying to save animals.
He puts his hand out. I saw that. Yeah,
right. So he slows down to save Pikachu, and that's when he gets captured. So Sonic is a goddamn hero, Joe. He did what he was supposed to do. He was trying to help people, and he got caught for it.
But he got.
He got. So I think the memes are hilarious, obviously, of everyone saying
really
Sonic's too slow. But that is not true. He slowed down to try to save Pikachu, and that's the type of hero I want in my life.
That's the kind of man I want to marry.
Oh my god!
Oh my
but
goodness.
like just little touches like that is why Sakurai and that whole team, their attention to detail is just so good, because they could have just had Sonic get zapped, or they could have just not shown him, because they didn't show every character getting zapped. You know what I mean? Obviously, they all were taken away except for Kirby, but they didn't take the time to animate every character getting put away. So they could have just not showed Sonic, or they could have just had him zapped. And in both of those situations, people could have said, but I thought Sonic was supposed to be fast. So for them to take the time to actually show Sonic could have got away, but decided to try to be a hero, and that's why he got caught, like, that attention to detail is just, should be commended from Nintendo, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, yeah, it was good.
And then, like, with Snake hiding in the box.
Oh my god, that made me laugh so hard. I was just like,
I was
at
crying.
first I did not notice the box at first. I was like, why are we looking at this cliff? And I was like, oh, there's a box there. And then it was just like, I was like, oh.
It works in every other game, so why wouldn't it work here? Oh my god, that was so funny.
There was a few that I chuckled at. The Link thing got me. I was like, my boy. And then.
Did you see Wii Fit Trainer and Villager?
I think
Wii Fit Trainer went into like a T pose, like a yoga pose to try, to try to avoid it, and Villager was trying to punch it with his boxing gloves.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what all the other characters were doing. Zelda, I don't remember what Zelda was doing.
Zelda was trying to fight it off. I remember that. She was next to Marth. Her and Marth were trying to fight it off.
Yeah.
I saw people on Twitter like, "Oh my god, look, she's so elegant, Princess Zelda."
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I'm telling you what I saw on Twitter.
No, I know. I'm not saying oh my gosh to you.
I honestly was surprised that Kirby was the one that's gonna save us all. Because I assumed it would be Mario, right?
Well, I'm kind of happy it isn't Mario, to be completely honest. Because I'm tired of that boy getting all the light. We gotta shed some light on some other characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it also makes sense because Sakurai created Kirby, and HAL Laboratories made Kirby, and HAL Laboratories originally made Smash. You know what I mean? So, like, if this is going to be Sakurai's last Smash game, which everyone thinks it is, that is like a send-off of, like, the character that he made is the one that's going to save the series. You know, so I thought that is a nice touch.
I hope.
Just imagine if it was like, and Palutena's gonna save the world.
I don't know who that is.
She's from Pit's games. She's got the green hair.
Oh yeah.
Just like a random character, like young Link and Pichu.
Wolf is gonna save the universe. Excuse me, what? He stands there. He's like, "Nah, I'm good."
Oh, that's why everyone is here.
Oh.
All right, so let's, and then the last thing with Piranha Plant, which is a really out of left field choice, and Sakurai makes a couple of those in every iteration of Smash, but a lot of people are really hyped to play as Piranha Plant.
I'm part of that pot train.
You are part of that PP crew.
Part of that PP crew. Can't wait to play that Piranha Plant. He looks really fun to play, though.
He does look really fun to play. I think it was a missed opportunity because they could have called him PD Piranha instead of his Smash Ball being where he turns into PD Piranha.
Well, he doesn't turn into. He just has him there. PD Piranha is a completely different character. You should know this, Mr. Mario.
PD Piranha is from Sunshine.
Yeah, exactly.
But you could have called the Piranha Plant PD instead of Piranha Plant. How am I supposed to address that for the next 5 years? Call him Piranha Plant? He doesn't have a name? Everyone else has a name.
His name is Piranha Plant. How dare you say his name?
Whatever. So that character will be free DLC, and then as long as you play the game by the end of January or pre-order it now, like if you have save data linked to your account before the end of January, you get PD Piranha for free. But then there is also a DLC pass for the first time ever in Smash, where there will be 5 new DLC characters, and Sakurai even states that these will not be Echo Fighters. There will be 5 brand new designed characters. So that's another Rip Shadow.
They better not.
Right, because if you think about it, in Smash 4, they had Roy and Lucas come out together, and those are 2 Echo Fighters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I feel like
Roy isn't now, because now Chrom is Roy's Echo Fighter now, so Roy is not an Echo, but he was originally created as a clone of Marth. The whole categorization is confusing.
I like me some Roy though. My boy Golden Roy.
Yes, Roy is is gonna be one of my people I try out in Smash Ultimate.
I'm gonna just use that B move. You know, I'm gonna hold it and wait for someone to just fall into it. You know
Just
what I
a
mean?
pure fireball. Bah,
Yeah,
fireball sword.
constantly taking in that 10% damage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
I
about.
know what you're talking about, Joe.
You know what I mean.
So the Fighters Pass, there will be 5 characters, but you get one for free essentially if you buy the pass instead of buying them all individually. You get it each time it comes out. You get a character, a stage, and then multiple songs about that character. I'm calling it now.
Songs?
Yeah, like music for the
Yeah,
for
yeah,
those
yeah, yeah.
stages. I'm calling it right now, Joe. Banjo-Kazooie will be in this game. I don't know when, I don't know
Uh,
how, but he will be one of those 5 characters.
I hope so. I hope for your sake he is, and I hope for my sake he is.
It just has to happen.
Because I don't want to get to a cup of Joe's where I have to listen to you say, "Well, everybody, it's not happening."
It's not happening. No Crash, no Banjo. They already
Dude,
turned
they're not gonna
Shadow.
put Crash in the game. I thought you disconnected for a second. I thought the podcast was over.
Disconnected from life when I found out that Crash wouldn't be in the game. No, but Banjo has a chance because of the rumors of the N64 Classic coming out.
Yeah. You know what? Just to get off a little sidetrack, I really loved those games, and I was really disappointed with the new ones that they made.
The nuts and bolts.
Oh yeah, I was really
Yeah.
upset
No,
with it.
Banjo is great, and we haven't seen games in at more than a decade now at this point since Nuts and Bolts. It has to have been at least a decade.
Well, they made ukulele.
Well, people who made Banjo, not Rare, but people who worked on Banjo, not the whole studio, made ukulele.
Well,
So
yeah,
it's not the same thing. You know what I mean?
Well,
It's
okay.
not
Well, the
like
thing
the
is,
whole crew that made Banjo went off and made a new studio. Like some of the important
m-
people from Banjo
mo
made ukulele.
most of them did. And if like you play ukulele, people are like, "This is." I thought the funniest thing was like people were like, "Oh, I'm gonna try out this game called Ukulele," and they were like, "Man, this game is exactly like Banjo-Kazooie. What's up with that?"
Yeah.
Yes, that was the point, good sir. We did that on purpose.
I know. I still have to play ukulele. Like even through the bad the bad reviews. Like I feel like I owe it that I play it.
Yeah, me too. But at the same time, I feel like those bad reviews are some people who wanted it to be like a new game, but it was
Right.
just like it was essentially exactly like what Banjo-Kazooie was, but with different characters and a different story, which is what I wanted.
I remember seeing reviews at the time. It's like, what did you all expect? Like when
Yeah, what did
you're
you?
knocking it for things that it's not trying to be. Like it's giving you a specific type of game, and it's it's not perfect, obviously, but like it is accomplishing what it set out to be, which is a 3D collectathon platformer. Like so.
Yes,
All right, let's get
exactly.
on to a company just completely embarrassing themselves. If I'm going to be honest, in Blizzard with BlizzCon.
Oh man, have you ever dunked on yourself so bad?
Have you dunked on yourself so bad?
Have you ever made like a really really good game and then you're just like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I'm just going to dunk.
So Diablo, the Diablo series, and the Diablo 3, I would say are good games. I haven't played any of them, but they have a lot of critical acclaim and
Diablo 2
huge
was the
communities behind them.
best. Diablo 3 was pretty good. Blizzard decided to do a big mistake this weekend at our good BlizzCon by releasing a mobile game called Diablo. What was it called?
Immortal.
Diablo Immortal. Hey,
Called
what's up?
Diablo Cash Cow.
Hey, what's up? Your boy. Hey, demons, it's your boy Diablo. Trying to get down to
It's your boy
find it.
Diablo. Give me your credit card.
Yep, exactly.
So, there have been, I don't know if they're rumors, but there have been people clamoring for Diablo 4 for quite a
Man,
while now.
it's just like when like everybody wants the next game in the series. Like
Right.
the longest I think waited game might have been StarCraft 2.
Right.
Maybe. Not probably not the longest one, but it was a long time. I think it was like 12 years, maybe 10. I don't remember. But I remember people making a big deal about that one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, because it's tough for me because I haven't played a lot of them, but I still, because I follow a lot of gaming news and culture and things, like, I know that they're big deals. And what I do know about the Diablo fan base or the Blizzard fan base or the PC Master Race fan base is they're one of the most dedicated, hardcore, intense, elitist groups you could find on the internet. Like,
Hey, Brian, you
and
don't
that's
have a
not
PC. You
necessarily a
can't.
bad thing. Like, that's
You
just
can't
the
be
type
talking
of
like
thing they
this.
are. That's
You don't.
just.
You don't. You don't have a PC. You're not part of our group. So I don't want to.
I own a PC, okay, Joe? I
Oh
have
yeah.
a
What
personal
game?
computer.
What game you play on it, dog?
Uh,
Hmm.
Valkyria Chronicles remastered on Steam.
Sounds like
uh,
we got a poser in the room. Can't believe it.
a Hat in Time. I played A Hat in Time. I have Limbo. I'm looking at my thing right now. Life is Strange. I re-downloaded League of Legends. I'm playing that again. That's a PC game.
Oh my god, I can't believe you did that.
So I prefer consoles though. That's just whatever. But what I'm saying is
Yeah,
that you
and
have to know your
that's what
audience,
makes
Joe. Would you
That's
agree?
what makes you the lesser of us.
Exactly. So I am the lesser. Would you
I'm just
agree
kidding.
when you're in marketing and you're trying to think, you're trying to appeal to your fan base, you have to know your audience.
Dude, I don't know what you're getting so mad about. Like
No,
everybody
I'm not
wanted this
mad about you.
everybody wanted this game to come out. But
Everybody
Brown,
totally wanted
let,
this mobile
let
game.
me let me finish my bit before you think I'm actually think
I
you
thought
did
you were
that.
actually mad at me, and I was pretty mad. I'm like, I'm not doing anything wrong, Joe.
No, man. Like Blizzard was like, "Yo, everybody wants Diablo to be a free not a free, a mobile game because they want to play it on the go. Not only are we going to put it on the Switch, but we're also going to put it on a phone. You want to play it on your phone? I won't be that kid that's like in every other meme. It's like, your phone got games on it.
Yeah, you got any games?
Got any games? I play
So,
the Diablo on your phone.
so you
Got
have to
games?
you have to know your audience as a
Yeah.
company.
Well, I
Activision
thought
Blizzard knows their audience is probably one of the most elitist fan bases you could possibly
Wait a
imagine
minute.
when it comes to gaming.
I didn't think Activision had anything to do with Diablo.
Activision Blizzard is the company. That's the parent company is Activision Blizzard. Activision bought Blizzard in like 2008.
Where have I been?
Yeah, I know. I told this to my brother once too. He was like, "What? Activision doesn't do anything with Blizzard." And I'm like, they literally own Blizzard. That's how involved they are with with Blizzard.
They're sleeping together,
Yeah.
and they're married, and they live in a house together. Like they're totally involved.
The company's called Activision Blizzard. So
Where does it say it anywhere on there? It
yeah,
just,
show me one speck of evidence that Activision has
I'm
a
looking-
relationship with Blizzard.
I'm looking at it right now. It just says Blizzard has its own website. It says it on the Wikipedia page. Blizzard Entertainment. It doesn't say Activision anywhere.
The one thing, like, Blizzard does get to scapegoat a lot
Wait
because
a minute,
anytime,
what's this Activision Blizzard. Sorry. Keep
anytime,
going,
anytime Blizzard does anything wrong, it is instantly blamed on Activision. So they have like this huge scapegoat, and anytime it's good, Blizzard gets the praise. But when it's bad, it's Activision being greedy. But so Activision Blizzard as a company has to know people want Diablo 4. You also have a hardcore PC fan base. We all understand in this gaming age, in this current modern gaming age, when you make a mobile game, it is not to make a good game. There's not saying there aren't good mobile games. Obviously there are. But that's not the purpose. The purpose of mobile games is to make money. And yes, Joe, even regular games, the purpose is to make money. But there's a difference. At least with a lot of regular PC or console games, the intent is to make a good game that makes money. We know as consumers, mobile games in this current market are only made to make money, not to satisfy a fan base, not to be a good game.
I know what you're talking about. I'm currently playing a mobile game called Climb Man, and I'm not spending any money on it, and it's a good game. All I'm doing is grabbing onto these rocks while climbing a mountain.
And you know what? I'm happy for you. You climbed that mountain, Joe.
I am. I'm a ripped dude that's got a red bandana, and I don't know how I can climb like this, but I hold onto a rock and then I spin in a circle. I can grab another rock.
I'm sure climbing that rock is a metaphor for life somehow. But
I've climbed 6 mountains already. I'm like doing good with my workout with climbing. Oh man, I've climbed about
so
6 mountains
it's
today.
already a bad idea for them to come out making this game. One, but two, they want to make money. You can't stop them. Whatever. People want it. If people are gonna play it, they're gonna play it. I don't know
Yes, exactly.
what marketing team at Activision Blizzard let them walk out on that stage and have an open Q&A with the crowd, knowing that this game was not going to have a positive feedback because it's not the game that hardcore fan base wanted. How, like, you have to control your own narrative in this industry. Like, you release when your next trailer or your next gameplay reveal or your next for Smash to be character reveals. Like, you have to control your own story as a company. And to have at your event when this thing is not going to be going over well an open Q&A for people to ask questions at BlizzCon? Like, you
Yeah,
could have just
like
posted on Reddit or something. Hey, Diablo Immortal producers here, AMA. Like, how stupid was that decision?
it was a very bad decision. Like, oh my god, a bad decision. Like, hey, what's up? Hey, it's your boy, Blizzard being Blizzardy over here. We got this new game coming out on the mobile. We took one of your favorite games that we've made for the PC, and we decided, oh, you know what? We're just gonna throw it on the ground, step on it real quick, and maybe just make it into a mobile game. Yeah, you guys like mobile games, right? You're
Right.
hardcore PC fans who play on the PC, and all you do is play on the PC because you like the PC and you built it. Oh, did I mention that we have an app on the PC strictly to play our games on PC? So we're gonna put the game on the phone. Good,
We're
cool with
gonna
that.
not make the game you wanted and deliberately put something else you did not want on a market you did not want to play it on.
Yeah, like, hey, I got this game for you.
Any questions?
Yeah,
Oh god, I love all the memes that are coming out of it, Joe. Like of the guy where he's like, "What's the you all? Don't you guys have phones, or do you not have any phones?"
I got a flip phone.
Yeah,
What
right.
up?
Oh
Up.
god.
I've got a flip phone. I've got a flip
I think
phone.
I think they also said it's going to be on Switch, which you know what? I'll take that one. I'll take that win. Having all you elitists being mad at me that I get to play Diablo on my Switch, I'll take it.
Whatever, dog. You go play that.
No, I'm not gonna play it.
Oh, okay, okay. Don't then. You Diablo playing crazy man. I know what you like.
Um, I'm just looking at the photo of what's his name?
Of course you are.
Wyatt Chang, Wyatt, whatever his name is, the guy who was on stage announcing it. Him as Russell Crowe in Gladiator, saying, "Do you guys not have any phones? Are you not entertained?"
Are you not entertained by my dumb, really bad mobile game? I made this for you.
Oh god, so funny. But you know what? There is a game that you will be playing, Joe, and that's
You
Fallout
mean
76.
you mean a game I have been playing,
Well,
and I
you've
haven't
been
stopped
playing
thinking.
the B.E.T.A of it, which
The,
I don't know why they
the,
didn't just call it a beta.
it is called the beta.
No, but like it, they made it. What does it stand for?
Break it early test application.
But is that what beta always stands for, or is
No,
that a
beta.
Fallout thing?
It's just a Fallout thing.
Okay, all right. So you've been playing the Fallout 76 beta, and
I
now
have
this
been.
is your time. You have the floor, Mr. Perrion. Take it away. Let us know.
It's real good.
Thanks for listening
And
to this episode of Comes.
no, it's really entertaining. Especially for the PC. Me playing on the PC, it looks beautiful. Like every Fallout game that we've had has usually been several years after the bombs have dropped in that storyline. I don't know if you know a lot about Fallout, Joe Brown, but usually the games take place in a post-apocalyptic um, United States, usually in one of the major cities in the country. I know 3 took place in near Washington D.C. 4 took place in the area of Boston where MIT is, um, And
Where did New Vegas take place, Joe?
New Vegas took place in Vegas. The
Oh, okay,
modders,
okay.
but the interesting thing is not a lot of people remember this. New Vegas wasn't actually made by Bethesda.
I've never played any of them, so I was
Oh,
just being
okay.
a jerk by saying, like,
Oh no,
obviously
no,
it's
no.
from Vegas.
Yeah, well, yeah. Because Bethesda had like Bethesda's like great for wanting to do mods all the time. Mods are
Hmm.
here, mods there. So people took mods and made New Vegas, which people say is a way better game than Fallout 3.
I've heard that.
So,
I've heard Vegas is
yeah.
better.
So what these people did who made New Vegas are now making another one using the Fallout 4 engine called Fallout Miami, which will be really cool.
Oh,
I'm really
okay.
excited about that. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Fallout 76.
Country
So,
home, your country road,
Country
take me
Home,
home.
take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia,
Mountain
Mountain
Mama,
Mama.
take me home.
That song
Country
is in the
road.
game.
You're
So,
damn right it's in the game. It should be playing nonstop.
well, it is because you can listen to a radio on your Pip-Boy that just plays music while you play the game. It's a
Ah.
thing that you can play that happens in all of the other games. Is as you're playing the game, you have a radio on the thing called a Pip-Boy, which you wear on your wrist, and it keeps track of your stats, your inventory, like your health items, like everything's in there. So essentially, um, every game takes place like years after the bombs drop.
Hmm.
This one takes place 25 years after the bomb drops. So it's like the bombs fall. We're in the Fallout shelters, and then we're coming out for the first time. This game has really no NPCs for you to talk to. The main thing about this game that you get quests from are robots and holotapes. Holotapes are, as you can guess, they're like the voice tapes that you can find throughout
Right,
the
like in
different
Bioshock.
games. Yeah. So you listen to these, and they give you tasks to follow through. It's the overseer of your vault. So people who've played Fallout know who the overseer of a vault is. So
Is it
the
Jesus?
game, no, the overseer is the person who is like the manager of your vault. They're like the
okay.
lead person of your vault. So the way the game is set up, you wake up in your vault. You're essentially like the last person to leave the vault. You're waking up late, and you're going out into the world of West Virginia, and it's a huge map. Like we're talking enormous map. Um, so the whole thing is to follow the overseer and like complete tasks through the overseer is what I picked up so far from what I've been playing. The bad part is about it is I haven't been able to focus on that because as I'm walking through the wasteland to go do this, I keep bumping into literally everything else to do in this world. There is
Like side missions or other people?
side missions,
Oh, okay.
daily events, just like popping up random things that I find. Like there's a Mothman museum. I don't know if you know who the Mothman is, but it's essentially a museum to him. And Mothman is a mythical creature in the state of West Virginia of a moth-sized, like a man-sized moth, a moth-sized man, a man-sized moth that is kind of like this like beast that walks throughout the state of West Virginia.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
but the other cool thing about it is like West Virginia has a lot of this like weird sightings of like different weird beasts. So what they did for this game is they took those beasts that like have like some urban legend or lore within West Virginia and they made them real. So you can fight them in the game.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
So I've already fought like two different monsters that they've dealt with, and they're super strong and super hard to fight. But it's really cool. Since this game is so early on in the Fallout like universe, um, everything's more colorful. Usually, like the radiation is set in, and the world is kind of dying. Like things have dried out. It's like it looks bleaker. But like here, there's like very vibrant colors. Like the trees are like super green, and the grass is
Yeah.
like there's still a lot of foliage everywhere. Like things haven't started to die off yet.
I was gonna mention because
Um,
I've watched some videos on it, like this game looks gorgeous. Not to say the other Fallout games look very technically good for their times, but like the actual like art style of this one like looks gorgeous.
yeah, and to be completely honest, the way that this game was made was off of the Fallout 4 engine. So it's the same graphics as Fallout 4, but it has more color in it now because of how early on in the world that we are in. You know what I mean? So there's new monsters like instead of rad roaches, we also have like super large ticks now. Like we have these things called scorched, which are feral ghouls, but they're capable. Their brains are still capable of like talking and shooting at you. So they have guns. And let me tell you something. Their eyes glow red, and that's literally one of the most terrifying things to walk into a building because mostly all the lights are off in all these buildings.
Mm-hmm.
I walked into the building. I looked to my left, and in the bathroom there were 4 sets of red glowing eyes staring back at me while
Oh,
bullets were flying out. It was terrifying, but it's really fun. I'm having a really good time with it. Me and my friends all play together.
oh, so
Um,
you could meet up with people, like you could join parties in the beta. That wasn't. They didn't wait for the game to let you do that.
oh no, you can you can have a party. And another really cool thing about the game is only 4 people to a party, which kind of sucks because like I have a lot of friends that want to play this game together.
Mm-hmm.
But the coolest thing about it is, yeah, there's only 4 people to a party, but you can join other people's servers and hang out.
Oh,
So like we may only be in a party, and I may only be able to necessarily where you are on the map at every given time, but I can still open my map and find my other friend on the map. Everybody's dot is available to see on the map. And the other cool thing about it is there's only 24 people within the map within each server at one time.
right.
So there's not a ton of people, which is also really nice.
Well, so there's not a lot of people. Like it's not like it's not battle royale or whatever. But
Yeah.
how do you go about when you see somebody who's not in your party? Like, so when you see a new person, like, are you instantly trying to shoot them? Are you trying to talk to them? Are they on the same mission as you or something? Like how, like, because that's what I want to know with this game is how it balances the single player with the multiplayer.
All right, I got it for you. So, what happens is that if you encounter another person, nothing really happens. You guys can be working towards the same goal and be working together, and that's it. You guys can turn on the voice chat and talk to each other, but essentially what happens is like you either work together or you try to fight each other. Those are kind of like the 2 things that you have going for you. And if you try to fight each other, they have this thing. It's like a duel system. So me and you are in the wasteland together, or we're in the wasteland.
Hmm.
I encounter you.
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
kill
gonna
you.
fight you. You're gonna try to kill me. So you shoot me. Now this engages a question to be popped. A question appears on my screen. It goes, Joe Brown 32 is trying to duel with you. Do you accept his duel? Now I can click yes, and we could fight it out. The way I click yes is by shooting back at you, and
Oh.
that's how it starts.
So my initial bullet wouldn't do damage to you?
Your initial bullet would do not as much damage to me as in the same with my initial bullet. My initial
Right.
much damage to you. And once we had cleared up that I wanted to duel you and you wanted to duel me, all damage is equalized. If you're a higher level than me, it's brought down so it's like the same level for both of us. So it's normalized out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I said no and you continued to shoot me, your shots would do less damage than they would usually do. And my shots back at you after declining them would do more damage. So that you would
Oh.
leave me alone. Now, if you continue to shoot at me and I just don't bother with you, and you continue to shoot at me and you kill me, you get marked as a murderer on the map for everybody to see, and a bounty is put on you.
Ah, okay.
So
I like that.
everybody's dot on the map are like these little yellow dots that like are on certain points on the map. Now, if I open up my map, someone's yellow dot has turned into a red dot. It's grown a little bit bigger, and the number like 50 is in it. So what I can do is I can go and just kill that person without even without even like initializing the dueling system. I can just go and shoot him, and like it be fine. Now, I could kill him, and I get the caps, and I can also take his junk, and his junk is pretty much any building supplies that he has on him.
Right.
But it's not his guns, it's not his armor, and it's not his ammo. It's just building supplies like wood, adhesive, which is something that all my friends and I need at the moment. Um, just like junk as it's called in the game. So that's kind of how like it equals it out. There's a story to follow, and there's also a bunch of random stuff for you to do. And like my
Well,
favorite, go ahead.
well,
Sorry.
I was just gonna. Do you like that it equalizes the damage based to try to even out the level gap? Because doesn't that like disincentivize you from trying to pick fights when you have the higher level?
Well, that's the point. There's no point to pick a fight. Like
Oh,
there's no reason to do that. It's kind of just like a fun thing to do. Like you
okay,
can like the way to pick a fight, I guess, is to do it as a group. So like the damage gets equalized, but if you really want to win, you kind of want to either be like outplay your opponent or have a gang with you. You know what I mean?
hmm,
Because the way like if you were to think about this in like reality, which is like the dumbest thing to say, like there's no way that like one person is going to have the upper hand on you because of a level gap in real life, I guess. You know what I
right,
mean?
yeah, yeah,
I guess it doesn't make any sense, but like it just kind of like equals out the damage. At least that's what I've read. It could change, but plus there'd be no point to just kill somebody. You know what I mean? You don't really get a lot from doing that. Like killing someone, even when they're wanted, is only 50 caps, and that's not a lot of money in the game. Like
right.
to break it down, I
But that's, I
bought
mean, that's not
something.
gonna stop people, right? Like in GTA, you can go the speed limit, you can stop at red lights.
Yeah.
So,
Oh no, no, no. Oh no, no. Yeah, yeah. I'm just saying like it's not like a thing that's gonna get you very far. It's something
okay,
you can do. It's just not something that's like gonna get you super far in the game. It's fun, but it's not a mandatory thing to survive in the
okay,
wasteland.
because that's what I was worried about since I haven't played any Fallout games. Is like I'm gonna keep getting shot at 24/7 from these other people when I'm just trying to play the story mode, you know.
Well, no, that's the other thing. Like, um,
Hold on, everybody. I think Joe's
trying to
having
have
a.
fun.
Hold on, Joe. Do me a favor and say
What's up?
whatever you just said again.
I said there could be. I could see the issue of like people fighting each other later on, like more of a thing
hmm
because like people will beat in the story or of the story that's within the game, and they're kind of like running out of things to maybe do. But I don't know if that's going to be an issue because there's always daily events going on.
Okay. All right. So
There's always events happening. I'm sure there'll be weekly events.
right.
Um,
Raids. Are there gonna be raids?
I don't know if there's going to be raids, but at the same time, this map is enormous. Like, there's 24 people, and the map is huge. So it's kind of like if you're going to bump into someone, it's going to be in those high traffic areas of like missions.
hmm
But other than that, it's not a ton of things.
All right. So and then thank you everybody for staying with us for that because we had a little issue, Joe. But don't worry, we're good now. Um,
Okay, sorry.
what about the VAT system? Because I know that's like an iconic Fallout thing, or stops time and you choose what area you want to shoot somebody at, and now
hmm
it's like you can still do that, but it doesn't stop time anymore.
Okay, it's still in the game, and what it kind of does is it just auto aims for you. So you hit the VATS button, and then you just click, and it'll just shoot at the person.
Because one of the reviews I watched said like they really did not like the new VAT system and thought it was dumb.
Well, it makes it's kind of hard to make the VAT system the same way that it used to because you're playing with like 24 other live people.
Right. No, I
So,
agree and I understand.
well,
I was
on
just asking have if you've used the VATS and on and if you
oh,
liked how they work or not.
well, it's not the same of what it used to be, but I'm fine with it. Like, it does help me out a lot. Like,
Okay, that's good.
when I'm fighting an enemy, I can just click the VATS and click, and the bullet will like the game will automatically aim the gun for me, where I have to. Well, other times I'll just have to aim it myself. Like it gives me a percentage of how likely the bullet will hit, and it hits most of the time, and I'm cool with that because it still does a good amount of damage. I feel like it always tries to do that always tries to do the critical amount of damage to
Right.
the creature. So I think the VAT system is fine for what it has to be for the moment. But if it was in a normal Fallout game, like a single player Fallout game, yeah, but it's
Okay.
not. This isn't a normal Fallout game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you. It's a risk for them, even if it pays off. Like it is, I do give Bethesda credit for trying something different instead of just making Fallout 5 the same exact thing, you know? Like they tried to make something different.
Yeah. Well, this isn't supposed to be Fallout 5 because
Right. No,
like
I know. I'm saying
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
instead
okay,
of just doing the same
the same
thing
thing.
over and over
Yeah.
again. They're at least trying to branch out, and maybe this becomes its own side series of Fallout
Yeah.
games. You know,
Like I have very high hopes for this. Like I feel like it has like it has a large potential to be extremely fun.
I think you're gonna
Especially-
sink a lot of hours into this game.
I have already sank a lot of hours into this game. It's
Is
not
there a
even out.
post game?
I don't know yet.
Cause
I
like,
f-
do you just beat it? Because if you're not incentivized to like kill other people like after you beat the story mode, you know, like what do you do?
Like I said, there's daily events to do.
Right.
Go save this factory, help these people out. There's a ton of secrets to find in the map. You know what I mean? There's like a ton of things to find. Like I want to find the alien crash site. In every single Fallout game there has been an alien crash site. And I
Oh,
know
okay.
it's in this game because they mentioned the alien blaster and how powerful of a weapon it is. So it's in there. Collecting power suit armor is another thing to do. Building a camp, you can build your own camp.
Nice. Like in Fallout 4.
Yeah, but this time it doesn't seem as tedious.
That's good.
Doesn't seem like a necessary thing to do. You can just do it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But yeah, it seems that we have. I just can't get over the like finding all the new enemies is interesting. Like I've encountered mole men, which is a new thing. Like mole
Mole,
men.
mole, mole, mole.
I've encountered like this weird like feral cats, which were never around. Wolves. I found an enlarged squirrel.
Nice.
Like
Squirrel.
it's just like it's interesting because the world is still very young, so a lot of things have mutated and haven't died off yet. Plus, we can get access to nukes. We can nuke each other in this game.
Oh, right. Yeah. Have you nuked anyone yet?
Finding those codes are very hard to find. You have to find each of you have to find a piece of the code and then have to find a nuke. It's not like we know where the nukes are either.
Right.
But I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I'm excited for when it actually comes out next week. I'm excited to get my helmet.
Oh, you did the collector's edition thing, right?
Yeah, bro.
You're
Excited
pre-ordering it.
for it. Hmm.
That's nice. I'm trying to think if there's any other questions.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
trying
know.
to think if there's anything else I could say
I
about
mean, I
it.
feel like we covered a good topic. I
Yeah,
mean, obviously it's appealing to you, and you are a hardcore Fallout or fan, so like it's doing its job. Because there were worries of losing losing the single player fan base to try to gain the multiplayer, like back at E3.
yeah.
So since you are a single player Bethesda
I
fan
am.
and you're still interested in 76 through this beta, I think they've done a good job, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, like I also kind of had to take a step back. Like I was like, man, I want this to be like a normal Fallout game. I want to play, want to follow this story, but at the same time, I had to kind of take the step back and look at it and be like, okay, well, this isn't going to be a normal Fallout game.
Right.
This is an online game that I get to play with my friends, and I think Bethesda understood. They're like, okay, well, people are going to be expecting it to be what we usually do, but it's not going to be like that. So we need to kind of overcompensate for that loss of what we usually do. So what I think they did is they added more lore and they added more like side stories for you to just go find in the world than having you just follow a story. So going to the Mothman Museum,
Right.
finding the Mothman, finding all of these like creatures that are said to have lived in West Virginia be mutated and become this other thing. Like there's this thing called the Scorch Beast. We were playing the game. We were only level 8 and we got to one of the missions that we were going to do to pick up like a supply drop from the government because the government was still sending out supply drops and we were doing that, and as we're doing it, a siren's going off, and this enormous winged creature is circling the area, and we're level 8, and this thing is level 50, and we're hiding from this
Wow.
thing because it's terrifying to
What's the
think
level
about. Like,
cap? Do you know?
I don't know, I have no idea. All I know is the creature was level 50,
Wow. Okay.
but it didn't fight us; it flew away. But we got like to see what the Scorch Beast looks like. So I can only imagine that the Mothman is a much higher level than that. You know what I mean?
Mothman, level 99.
Dude, Mothman is a very big deal in West Virginia. You got to look it up.
All right. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers it, right? You're already excited. You'll obviously talk about it more and more through the coming weeks on our podcast.
Yes, I will more the more I play of it. But
Well, how we do this then? Since we're done, let's sign off here. How about you take us home, Country Joe?
all right, you want me to sing the song? What we're doing?
No, I was just saying we can head out and go back to playing other games. I was doing a pun instead of Take Me Home Country Road. Take me home, Country Joe.
Joe, I love it. I love it.
That should be your like your in-game name when you're playing.
My in-game name is Jenkins. Me
You
and
know-
my friends we based our characters off of characters from a podcast that we listened to called The Adventure Zone. We became like the evil people in the game.
Okay, I like Jenkins. That's a good name. That seems like a West Virginia name.
Yeah. Country road.
I'm gonna be driving through West Virginia in a couple weeks on my way to way to regular Virginia.
On the way to regular
Original Virginia.
You going to Roanoke again?
Yes, sir. So while I'll be there, I'll be in West Virginia. It's a tradition my brother and I do every year when we go to Roanoke. Is in West Virginia we play a bunch of John Denver songs, and of course we start off with "Take Me Home, Country Road."
That's amazing.
Then once we hit regular Virginia, then it's regular music again. But you know, when in West Virginia, do as the West Virginians do, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Oh man. Well, I think that's gonna leave it for us this week. I think we finished it, right, Joe?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we did some good talks. Well, I want to thank all y'all for coming in and listening to our podcast today. We'll most likely be back with another one next week, hopefully, if our schedules work out. I've been your good friend Joe Parian, always joined by my better friend Joe Brown, and we'll catch you next week on another steaming hot episode of Cup of Joe's.
My Incineroar is gonna kick your Piranha Plant's ass, Joe.
I hate you.